Well. It seems like as the weeks keep going by and by and by and by, it appears that AEW continues to get in more and more controversy. And with every controversy comes defenders, comes people who just want to defend AEW at such a degree that it almost feels like a cult at times. But a little while ago, we talked about Ricky Starks and his frustrations in not being used that much over the past couple of months over in AEW. And now it appears he is not the only one. In the recent days, Ray Fenix, obviously one half of the Lucha Brothers, former AEW Tag Team Champion, former AEW Trios Champion, and former AEW International Champion, has come out and has voiced some of his frustrations about AEW, and people are getting weirded out, getting excited sometimes, people getting pissed, and everything like that. We are going to be discussing those thoughts and feelings in this video as well as my thoughts on the situation, and also just time to be honest about Tony Khan and his really ventures as CEO and the promoter of AEW and how much he is infecting his own product. But before we do that, I will make a correction about Ricky Starks and GCW. How GCW pulled out Ricky Starks from their programming. Turns out it was in fact because of comments made by GCW star Effie that has caused Tony Khan to ban every AEW superstar from GCW bookings because of things that Effie said about Tony Khan in a interview, and that was why Ricky Starks was pulled. But I still think that's bullshit. I still think Ricky Starks should have worked those dates, but he is still an AEW active talent. All AEW talents are banned from GCW, so I feel like I needed to really make light of that situation because of my recent video talking about Ricky Starks. I did not talk about that, which is my bad. Now let's talk about Ray Fenix. So over the past couple of days on Twitter, of course, it was indicated that both Ray Fenix and Penta, his brother, want out of AEW. It was also recently reported that Penta, as of right now, is in fact a free agent out of his AEW contract, and he is heavily rumored and speculated to even be going to WWE as soon as this week. A lot of people think that Penta is going to be the guy that Carmelo Hayes is going to face this Friday on SmackDown. I don't really think that will happen, but a lot of people think that it is. Anyways, let's talk about Ray Fenix, who as of right now is still a contracted talent to AEW. Turns out he has time expanded on his contract, injury time, so he is going to stay in AEW a little while longer. I don't remember when his contract expires. I think it's sometime in 2025, but Ray Fenix is not really too happy about that. He's gone on Twitter and has said two statements over the past couple of days. Ray Fenix said yesterday, no one stays in a place where they received inhumane treatment. And then he said today, a little bit ago, he said, I needed a doctor and you ignored me for months. Basically speculating that Tony Khan and other AEW employees have ignored the fact that Ray Fenix was injured and they just didn't give a doctor for some reason. I don't know. I mean, why would Ray Fenix lie about that? You got to think about that. A lot of people, especially the AEW sickos, are going to be like, oh, he's lying. Why would he say that? Why would he lie? What would be the reason to lie about needing a doctor, being injured, and they got ignored? Why would that happen? You got to think about that. But of course, the defenders, the people who think that they work at AEW, the people who would give anything to work at AEW, clearly don't want to listen. But anyways, I'm getting way too ahead of myself. And a lot of people really delved back, especially on that I needed a doctor and you refused to listen. Remember when CM Punk went on his Instagram story last year and he went in on the AEW World Championship squash match that he had with Jon Moxley on Dynamite in 2022, where he said, because I got the story here. Where was it? Where Jon Moxley came to him about the Rocky 3 idea, and Punk said, I asked Tony if this was what he wanted. He said yes, he's the boss. So I said okay, but I need to be cleared first. They kept saying it was just going to be a squash and that I didn't need to be cleared. I scoffed at that. My health is more important. Dave Meltzer's a liar. Jericho's a liar and a stooge. There were plans, but plans always change. But I will never put a company above my health ever again. So a lot of people are diving back on that Instagram story where Punk said, hey, they wanted me to do a squash match to drop the AEW World Championship so that way Jon Moxley can be the undisputed champion. I said, okay, let me be cleared first. Tony Khan said, no, it's just going to be a squash. You don't need to be cleared. That is negligent. That is terrible, terrible management. You are going to allow your wrestlers to wrestle injured against their wishes. That is dumb, okay? That is dumb. And I think Miro said something about it too. I don't remember. Chicano on Twitter said this. Didn't CM Punk said he had to pay for his own medical expenses over there? And didn't Miro, that was who I was thinking of, Miro say he didn't receive medical attention until after several months of being injured? Oh yeah, that's right. CM Punk said on his infamous MMA Hour podcast that CM Punk had to pay for his own surgery because he didn't hear anything from AEW in 6 months. Christian Miracle on Twitter says, if I had a nickel for every time an injured wrestler was wrongfully ignored by AEW at a time where they were required help, owners are responsible for the medical care of their performers, I'd have 15 cents, which isn't much, but crazy it's happened at least 3 times. CC on Twitter says, adding injury time to a wrestler and refusing to use them is nasty work, no matter how you look at it. It's not, quote, just business. It's shitty business practices that Tony Khan and the Elite promised to eliminate out of wrestling. Worst of all, he's doing this to an AEW original. Yeah, this is absolutely insane. Of course, we already talked about this. Tony Khan is adding injury time to Ray Fenix's contract, so that way Ray Fenix doesn't leave AEW soon. It's almost like he is afraid of the rumors of the both Lucha Brothers heading to the WWE. Obviously, he can't control Penta now because Penta's gone, but Ray Fenix, they're just doing everything in his power, and Ray Fenix is pissed. Ray Fenix has already hinted that there will be a time where Ray Fenix will go in on his treatment on AEW, and all the fans, all the sickos, everything like that, they are getting super duper defensive. Super duper defensive. And let me tell you guys this, okay? You can like AEW all you want. I'm not taking anything away from anyone who enjoys the TV product that AEW produces. But you cannot sit here and tell me that Tony Khan is a professional boss that is just the fucking greatest. Just absolute saint, okay? Everyone just wants to sit there, go on their hands and knees, and just bow down to this fucking guy. Why? Why? Tony Khan has proven time and time again he is a terrible booker. He is a terrible boss. He neglects times when his own performers need surgery. Are you fucking kidding me? And on top of everything else, he adds times to everyone's contracts. He keeps them hidden in their contracts. Even when those wrestlers want to leave, nope. Because, and I'm going to sound like a fucking clickbait YouTuber, I don't care. He is scared that they are going to go to the WWE. Don't believe me? Look at the way Cody Rhodes has expanded since going back to the WWE. CM Punk, ever since going back to the WWE. AEW has still never recovered from when CM Punk got fired. Jade Cargill even. Sure, she's stuck in the tag team division, but Jade Cargill's getting booked very well. Ethan Page, Lex is king, and that's just a few examples of AEW wrestlers going back to the WWE, debuting for the WWE, and they are doing insanely well. Insanely well. And does Tony Khan want to use them? Hell no. No, we're just going to make you sit at home. And I've seen a lot of people say this on Twitter. Oh, but they're getting paid to sit home. They're still getting paid. They're still getting paychecks by Tony Khan, so he must be a nice guy, right? Wrong. Do you think that they are getting paid about as much to sit at home as they would be if they were actually in that ring wrestling? Hell no. Hell no. They're probably getting paid just a little bit. Like, obviously, if that was me in that position, I'm not going to sit there and collect a free paycheck. I want to wrestle, dude. I'm a fucking wrestler. I got fucking time left. You know, what did Ricky Starks say in that podcast? I don't want to wither out my career sitting at home. I'm in the prime of my life. Obviously, these people signed up for contracts with AEW to wrestle, okay? Just because Roman Reigns sits at home doesn't mean everyone does, okay? Doesn't mean everyone needs to. Doesn't mean everyone's gonna like it. And, you know, I already predict that if there isn't already, a bunch of AEW wrestlers are going to be sent by Tony Khan. It's like that Adam Copeland promo earlier this year, where it's like AEW has built jobs. AEW has given people the opportunity to be more passionate, and AEW is an alternative when at a time that they desperately needed it. AEW is the best place in the entire world, and no, it's not. It has been proven time and time again that Tony Khan does not give a shit about their wrestlers, doesn't give a shit about their happiness and their safety. The only times that they care, though, is if it's their friends. That's the only time he cares. Oh, poor buddy. You got choked out because you said something stupid on a pay-per-view? Oh, you got choked out for being a cocky little bitch? No, that guy's going to be fired. He was the biggest star in our company, but he's going to be fired. Yeah, fuck you. We're going. You're gone. Jack, we're going to suspend you just because I don't want to be, I don't want to play favorites. You're going to go. Elite, you're going to be suspended for like 3 months. What are we doing here? And everyone's going to go on this big PR, big everything like that, big damage control. I don't know what it is with this fucking company that everyone just feel the need to defend every little thing that they do, not just on a TV product standpoint, but in a business standpoint and in a wrestler conduct standpoint. I don't understand what is it with these fucking people, because whenever anyone gives AEW even a little bit of constructive criticism, or Tony Khan in a way, it's just, oh, it's because you guys are WWE fans. Oh, you guys are only saying this because you guys are WWE fans. That's not the fucking case at all. You can like AEW and not suck its fucking dick every single chance you have. But do these people care? No, of course not. You're not fans. You guys are just fucking stans, dude. It's a cult. It's a cult. These fucking people are literally a cult, because whenever you say anything bad about AEW, Tony Khan, its TV product, their business practices, anything like that, you are instantly a mindless hater. You are not a fan. You don't give a shit at all about AEW's TV product. You don't like it at all because you called out this one thing that they have done. Like, you're allowed to criticize WWE whenever you want. You're allowed to. We're going to allow that. But if you say anything about AEW, Ring of Honor even, no, man. You're not a fan, dude. What are we doing here? Tony Khan is getting exposed time and time again that he is everything that he has sworn to destroy. It's literally like what Obi-Wan Kenobi said to Anakin Skywalker in Revenge of the Sith. So now you have become the very thing that you have swore to destroy. You are hiding wrestlers behind their contracts. You don't care about their health and well-being. The only time you will ever pay any attention to anything that happens is when people call you out publicly. I think that is fucking stupid. And watch, Dynamite on Wednesday, you're probably going to send FTR out there. You're probably going to send MJF out there, or Adam Cole, or anyone, maybe even Swerve Strickland, MVP, somebody, to be like, AEW is the greatest place in the world. There's been a lot of bullshit. I think Dustin Rhodes already tweeted saying, please stop the attacks. Please stop this. Please stop that. As if we're calling out the entire company. We're calling out the fucking boss. This is what happens when you let fans be bosses of a fucking company. If you're not going to use a wrestler, if you have no plans for them whatsoever, let them go, dude. Let them go. If they don't want to wrestle for you anymore, what are you going to have them do? Because you have no plans for them anyway. You're just going to let them ride out the rest of their contract. It's meaningless. It's meaningless, and the only reason why you're doing it is to prevent them from going anywhere else, whether it's WWE, whether it's TNA, whether it's NWA if it's still a thing, GCW especially now. What are we doing? It's time to be honest about Tony Khan. Tony Khan needs to retire. Tony Khan can't run this shit anymore. The longer that we will let Tony Khan run this, and I've said this months ago, the longer that AEW is going to fail as a business. He is the sole booker of AEW. Everything is his say. Not just on Dynamite, but Rampage, Collision, Ring of Honor, everything is him. He needs a writing team. He needs to actually pay attention to the concerns of his wrestlers, and he needs to understand what the fans want, because then his attendance will be better. He wouldn't have to expand to smaller venues. A year a little bit too late there, Tony Khan. His ratings would get better. His ratings are god awful. Not a lot of people care about AEW anymore. You got to think, Twitter people. If you want to defend AEW so much, why are you not watching the shows? Because it clearly shows. There's millions of AEW defenders, but only thousands of viewers? What are we doing here? We need someone else to take over. And of course, you know, AEW All In Texas is on sale. A lot of people are going to say this is why Ray Fenix is calling it out. It's not. Shut the fuck up. And in that press conference earlier today, Bryan Danielson was right there. Why don't we have Bryan Danielson take things over? He knows the business. CM Punk said Tony Khan doesn't know the business. A lot of people have said Tony Khan doesn't know the business. He books for people who are on Twitter, who watches every single indie promotion known to man, and he books for Dave Meltzer. Dave Meltzer is literally basically a co-owner of AEW at this point. Let's be real. Why else would Dave Meltzer just suck off Tony Khan any chance he gets? Why else? Tell me when I'm telling lies. Sound familiar? Tell me when I'm telling lies. Again, the problem is not with AEW as a TV product. I've been saying this ever since this channel has been around. The problem is with Tony Khan. All the controversies, everything that has gone on is because of him, and he allows it to happen because he doesn't know how to be a boss. He doesn't know when to put his foot down whenever somebody acts up, unless the situation gets way too out of hand. We need someone who has the balls to put their foot down. Doesn't have to be worried about, oh, but that person's going to be mad at me afterwards. My friends are going to be mad at me. They're not going to want to be my friends anymore. We don't need to worry about that. We need someone, whether it's Bryan Danielson or whether it's literally anybody else who knows a little bit about the wrestling business. No, let's not get Eric Bischoff. Fuck that. No, we don't want Eric Bischoff here. Like, it's not 1998. To just make AEW a better place for wrestlers to work and a better TV product for fans to genuinely enjoy. Ricky Starks should get out of there. Ray Fenix should get out of there. Literally anybody else who doesn't want to work for AEW anymore needs to get out of there. And I don't know, man. I feel in my gut that the longer that Tony Khan is involved in any way, shape, or form with AEW is the longer that it's going to fail. And if we want AEW to succeed, we need to be honest. We need to be honest whether or not we like the product, and we need to be honest about our thoughts and feelings about wrestlers and their situations. And I feel like more wrestlers need to come out and express any frustrations. But the problem with that is that Tony Khan probably makes all of them sign NDAs. He probably forgot about Ray Fenix. But anyways, guys, I need some caffeine in me. I only had 1 cup of coffee, and I'm having an absolute rage because of it. I need a cup of coffee. I need to sit down, but I figured I'd get on here and I'd state my thoughts on this ever-growing drama about AEW. I explicitly left out the situation with apparently CM Punk and Ryan Nemeth because I'm not even gonna. I don't want to entertain more CM Punk drama on this channel. I've had enough of it. It's been 2 years. Let it go. But anyways, guys, what are your thoughts on this situation? I'm expecting a couple. I'm not gonna say a lot. Not like my videos get much views. I'm expecting a couple AEW defenders to be on here and call me a fucking, oh, you get X amount of views, oh, look at your face, oh, you're a fucking mark, shit like that. I'm expecting comments like this on this video. I don't care. I've been doing AEW rants for 2 years now. I can handle it. But anyways, guys, what are your thoughts on the situation? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. And ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't already know, I did SummerSlam for my Universe mode last night and the day before. If you want to go and check both parts of that out, you are more than welcome to. I encourage you to. Be sure to check out any other videos on the channel as well. We post pretty frequent here. And ladies and gentlemen, be sure to leave a like, be sure to subscribe, be sure to turn post notifications on so that way you never miss an upload. And until next time, this has been your boy, Willie Does Wrestling. I will see you in the next video. Be good, people. Fuck Tony Khan, and peace.